to another episode of the Pontiac Podcast, powered by the GTO Association of America. I'm your host, Kurt Raymond. As always, I've got my sidekick riding shotgun, Eric Frazee. How are we today, Eric?
Good, Kurt. How are you?
Oh, a little bit warm. It's warm out there today, but not too bad.
Yeah, it was definitely a hot one.
I've got a special guest here today for this episode of the pod. We've got Will Pulskamp virtually with us today. He's a 21-year-old Pontiac nut from Oldenburg, Indiana. Will, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. Thanks for joining us. I'm glad you're able to jump on tonight.
Yeah.
We'll try to keep this short and sweet for you. But you're 21 years old, and there's so many cars to choose from. Why a Pontiac?
Honestly, that's because my dad, my uncle, my grandparents, all my cousins, everybody always drove them. I was always getting to go for rides and what everybody else had, and I was like, I'm going to do that. And I got a hand-me-down 94 Pontiac Bonneville when I got my license. And that pretty much jump-started it. And then I bought a 99 Grand Prix GTP in the middle of junior year, I think. But, I drove that thing for forever, modified the hell out of it, and then it caught fire. So that's why it's no longer with me anymore. But you live and you learn.
That was pretty recently, wasn't it?
That would have been in January of 24.
Okay, yeah. I think, because I think I follow you on the socials on TikTok, and I think I remember seeing that GTP you're talking about on all over TikTok for a while.
Yeah, that was a car that started it all. I mean, I started posting videos. I mean, people actually mildly were entertained and gave a crap about a old grandma car. And I mean, people care about anything if you throw enough boost at it. But it was fun. It was fun while it lasted.
And hey, in case you guys didn't know, Will is one of my cousins. But Will, tell us a little more about the cars you currently have.
So I got a 04 GTO Cosmos Purple, LS1 6-speed. It's got a big cam, heads, exhaust. Well, it actually doesn't have an exhaust. It has long tube headers that release right underneath my seat.
Lets it breathe.
Oh yeah, it breathes real good. It's got a 06 hood on it, an 06 rear bumper, so it doesn't look ugly like the 04s. Not to offend anybody. But yeah, it's a project, but I drive it pretty much every day because you can't have a bad day and then get in a GTO and still be sad. You know what I'm saying?
Like that. Good times only, right? GTO.
Damn straight. Damn straight. Yeah.
Well, do you belong to a car club, or have you ever belonged to a car club?
I am a member of the Pontiacs of Southeastern Indiana, along with Eric and 90% of my family and bloodline. And then I'm also a member of the GTOAA. I think I signed up for that last summer, I want to say.
Okay.
Yep.
And I think that's it, as far as I can recall.
Okay. Well, we like having people on that's your age because we've got to get that next generation involved in the classic car or in the muscle cars. And even though your 04 isn't, when you think of classic, you think of the chrome and the fins and everything. It's still classic because it's part of the Pontiac tradition. What do you think is holding back people of your generation, of your age, from joining and being active members in car clubs these days?
So I think it'd be a toss-up between a couple things. One, a lot of kids my age, nobody really cares about like stuff they own, in a sense of like, for my grandpa, for example, every time he drives his vehicles, he's at home washing it. He don't let dirt sit on anything. He takes care of it. And I mean, I go out and I'll beat the crap out of my cars, throw rubber up on the fenders, all the fun shit. But, at the end of the day, I detail cars, and you got to keep stuff clean. You got to take care of it.
Right.
And then the other part would be financially. Like, I am broke, but I'm happy being broke because I got 3 fast cars. So, it takes some money to play the game, but
Yeah.
I think that holds people back a little bit. And then some people just need a push. They just like they don't have an in. Like I had an in, all my family and everybody. But like some people, they don't even know this is going on. I know, like we have the little local shows around Batesville and stuff. There were people that didn't have a clue about it until I told them. It was like, hey, I got a car that needs a driver because I can't drive 3 of them. And then I bring them, and then they just keep coming back. It's like you gotta spread the word, get people going.
That's what we're trying to do here with our pod. So we appreciate you helping kind of spreading the love in your little area there, because
Yeah.
every person we turn, man, it's like just a little more hope, a little more light at the end of the tunnel. But I think that go back to the first thing you mentioned about kids just not giving a crap. You kind of notice that driving through like a high school parking lot. Like I'm not super old. I'm 20 years or so older than you. And like the cars in the high school parking lot when I was there, they may not have been like your classic traditional muscle cars, but everybody kind of put their own styling, their own touches on, and made them their own. Whether they frogged them out or put big wheels or big systems in it. And driving by the high schools today, like you see just a lot of stock Toyota Camrys and Honda Civics that are bone stock with hubcaps just sitting in the parking lot. And so that's kind of that it's just motor transportation, and it needs to be more of a sense of freedom, I think. But
I agree. Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's no like everything's just cookie cutter cars that people get in and they drive because they need something to go places. But it's like, I buy a car and I can't leave it alone. I got to either put subs in it or a sound system, wheels and tires, paint parts, put a cam in it. I can't leave stuff alone. And that's what makes it fun.
So you told us you had the 04 goat wheel. What else do you have in your garage?
Yeah.
Or not in your garage, but what else do you have in your possession?
Yeah, in the garage right now, it's just the goat. But I got a '09 G8 GT, big cam, milled heads. It's got a Camaro rear end in it. Get up and go a little faster, but it's pretty stout for what it is. It's having transmission problems because it's apparently not a fan of 7,000 RPM second gear burnouts. But it still drives. The old lady's like, oh, it's broke. It's like, well, I could get it and drive to work tomorrow if I wanted to. It might shudder a little bit, but it works, And then I got an '01 Grand Prix GTX. It is on E85 headers. It's got a Jasper transmission in it. Gen 5 blower with a small pulley. It makes 17 pounds of boost. It's pretty stout for a little front wheel drive grandma car. But that one I don't drive as much.
yeah, that's the car I want to talk just a little bit more about, because Eric was telling me that you had a GTX Pontiac. I'm like, I think that's a Plymouth thing, man. I said it's a GTP or a GXP. I had never heard of the GTX model, and so we looked it up, and it sure as crap, like it was a conversion done by SLP, right?
SLP. Yep.
So can you talk a little more about that GTX performance package that they put on it? What that entailed?
Yeah. Actually, if I would have known this was coming, I have like the whole pamphlet, like the flyer from SLP for everything they added onto it. It was basically they did like a fiberglass whale tail spoiler. It had an actual like ram air induction hood that sent air right into the air box. It had a special cutout in it. And then they did like these 17-inch alloy wheels. They look pretty cool, but you can't find those nowadays. But I think overall they cranked out like 40 horsepower more than factory just by little tuning and altering small stuff here and there. But they just looked better. That was the big thing. Is like cosmetically they were sharp.
It looks good. And is that two-tone paint? Is that factory or is that aftermarket?
No, so the guy I bought it from, he bought it down south. So plus it's rust free. There ain't a speck of rust underneath of it. But the paint was shot. And he worked at an auto body shop, and they just got done doing like a 2018 Chrysler minivan or something like that. And he used the leftover paint and he shot the top of the car to get rid of the faded clear.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know how many of those GTXs SLP put out that year?
Off the top of my head, I don't know, but I could let you know in about 15 seconds.
No, that's not a big deal. I just sometimes they put dash blacks in there of one of whatever or numbered. I didn't know if that was one of the things they did.
They did that for the Daytona cars and the 40th anniversary cars. The SLP cars, I think they did them over 3 years. It was like 99 to 01, I think. So there was no like plaque or nothing. They just bought them from Pontiac and threw them at dealerships, something like that. But
Nice.
you could tell because they were way different, way sportier looking than the factory cars.
Oh yeah, it looks awesome.
I appreciate that.
Tell us about any future plans you might have for your cars.
What anybody's future plan is really, I want to go fast. So, I mean, the more horsepower, the better. It's just how much can my wallet handle at this given moment. But ideally, I want a turbo on the GTO, just because my cousin Kyle had one, and that was the baddest thing I've ever ridden in my entire life. I'm not one for being scared of speed, but man, I was grabbing the handles in that car. That thing boogies.
That was silver, right?
Yeah, yep. Silver 04 with a turbo and no hood on it. It was rowdy as shit. But yeah, and then the G8, I'd like to put one of the Torque Storm Pro Chargers on it. I think that would run pretty good, and those sound so good when you got a cam behind them. And then the GTX, I ain't touching it. It's plenty of car for what it is. I can floor it at 45 mile an hour and it lights the tires up. It's hateful. That's the only way to describe it. So it don't need anything. Maybe a paint job. I'm not a big fan of the two-tone.
Yeah. Awesome. Do you have any cool stories that you can tell us legally, or if you want to, about anything that happened behind the wheel of any of your Pontiacs?
I'm trying to think. You see, because I don't drive like the most sane human being, and like I think I'd have to sit down with a pen and paper, and I probably could fill out half a notebook for all the dumb and crazy shit that I've done.
Diaries of Will Pulskamp coming next fall.
I know there's so much. It's ridiculous. But now that I'm sitting here on the spot, I'm like I'm drawing a blank. I mean, you just look at me drive to work, and there's a crazy story right there.
Well,
None of my cars get driven very nicely, but they love it. And if I break them, I'll fix them. It's a product of my own creation.
Well, I'm gonna put you on the spot one more time for a question here.
Okay. Yeah.
Money is no object. What's Will's dream car?
My dream car. Ooh, that's a good one. Because I got 7 Pontiacs sitting in my head right now, and it's like, which one do I pick?
That one.
Which one?
That one. The one that you're thinking about right now. Just blurt it out.
Well, the one I was thinking was a 2009 G8 GXP. That was the one that was sitting in my head. It's like, it's the best of every world. The GTO is great. It's a manual. I love driving it, but you can only fit like 2 guys my size in that car. Being 6'3", you ain't fitting anybody 6 foot plus in the back seat of that car. But the G8, it's an automatic, and you can fit 5 people in there comfortably. The GXP is perfect. You get the 6-speed manual, the 400 horsepower, 5 seats. You can't beat it. I mean, it's great. That, as far as modern goes, that would be the one.
I was just going to say that I think a lot of people will probably fit in that same category as you, because that's one of my weekly searches on Marketplace and eBay, and is the G8 GXP, and the prices on those things, they're selling them like they're dream cars. I mean, when you find one,
they
insane.
They sure as hell held their value. I've never seen something that fairly. I mean, you got your stupid expensive high end cars that hold value like that, but
Right.
I mean, nobody would have thought a 2009 Pontiac is holding double the price it was 10 years ago.
I mean,
it's like
$40,000. You're like, okay, that's not so
Yeah.
bad. But they go higher than that, and 40 grand's a lot for a car. Like you go back to financial as to why people can't get them. But now
There was
you're saying
actually
old
one
school.
that I saw. There was one that came on Facebook the other day because I'm a chronic Facebook Marketplace scroller. The cheapest one I've ever seen. I was, if I knew my fiance was not gonna be absolutely floored, I was about to call the bank lady and be like, "Look here," because it was like 23 grand or something.
Okay. Was that the one that was titled as a G8 GT, but was actually a GXP?
Was it white?
It was white. The one I saw was real cheap, and it was maybe in Michigan or something. But it was titled as a G8 GT, but it was
The listing said G8 GT, but it had the GXP badge and it was a 6-speed.
Exactly. So it had to be a GXP at that point, or somebody put a lot of work into it. Either way, it's still a GXP at that point in my mind.
Still, yeah. I mean,
was-
mentally,
but
I mean, physically.
It's sold like that, doesn't it?
Yeah,
gone.
yeah, gone forever.
You were gonna say old school. If you had to pick an old school car, what would it be?
Okay, it would definitely, not to say the same thing everybody would say, but the '69 Judge is just a masterpiece. I mean, who doesn't want a '69 Judge? 4-speed, it's perfect.
What color?
Ooh. Honestly, everybody goes with carousel red. That's the go-to. But I don't like doing the same thing everybody else does. I'm trying to think. I don't know what the exact color is, but there's a blue one. There's a blue one.
There's one.
And
There's
off the
a
top of
blue
my
that
head, I can't
reminds me
think.
of. It reminds me of like the color of like the Caribbean Ocean. That's not the deep blue. I like the lighter blue. That's the.
It's like a lighter, like a tealy blue.
I don't think
I'm trying to think. I have no clue off the top of my head what that color is called.
It might come to me.
I'm thinking. But on the
I want to say it starts
on the
with
topic of, I feel like you're right. on that.
Barbados blue.
No, that's an '04 color. That's an '04 color.
Okay. Okay.
So we were talking
Anyway.
about
Liberty
69
blue.
judges. What?
Liberty blue, crystal turquoise blue.
Are those only two blues in '69? Liberty blue is the darker blue, so it must be that crystal turquoise.
It could be because it
That is-
has a little. Yeah. See, those are sick. I love that.
Yeah, because the Liberty blue is the darker one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were on the topic of 69 4-speeds,
Yeah.
and I think I just realized what the craziest story might be.
Okay.
Eric might know where this is going.
Here we go.
Eric, I think he knows. I think he's heard from my dad about this one. So
Maybe.
my dad has a '69 Ram Air 4 4-speed, carousel red, and I was off work one day. This was like I don't know, right after I got out of high school. Like it wasn't that crazy long ago, and basically the car was sitting in the yard, and I was going to cut grass, to make my dad happy when he got home from work. And I was like, I got to move the Judge. So I go in the house, find his keys, and I go out there and I start it. And I'm like, I might as well go down the road in it. Well, I did I got out of the driveway, and I took off down the road. And I took a little hot lap, and I'm like, okay, this thing's awesome. Am I allowed to swear? I didn't mean to do that.
Leave it out. It's fine.
Okay. I was like, this thing's awesome. And so I called one of my buddies who was also off work. I was like, dude, let's go for a ride in the Judge. Come on. He shows up. It wasn't even 5 minutes later. I mean, he was there lickety split. And we got in the Judge and pulled out of my dad's driveway, and we went outside of Oldenburg. There's like a straight stretch before you get to an airport. And I got out there and I just hammered it. And we were rolling first, second, third, fourth. He's recording this. Big mistake. And he pans over at the end of the video to the speedometer, and it's tacked clear past 120. I mean, we were way up there. And the video ends. I slow her down, take her back home. Well, my dad gets home, and I don't know why he did this day, but he knew there was more miles on it. He's like, "You didn't just back it out of the driveway." I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do that. Nope." And my buddy sent the video to my brother, and my brother showed it to my dad. And I have never in my life thought I was going to be put so far in the ground than in that very moment. I was horrified. It was fun, but I will never, ever do that again.
Do you think after he was done yelling at you and berating you and grounding you and everything, you think he went to bed going like, "It's my boy, it's my boy"?
I know. I think he would never admit it, never. But I think deep down he was like, okay, I would have done the same. That's my son right there. That I like to tell myself that, whether that's the truth or not. I'm gonna go to bed thinking that. But
does the
I
video
think
still survive?
Oh yeah. I have like 7 copies of it on my phone, so I never lose it, because that just gets brought up in conversations, at the family reunions and whatnot. It's like it's a running joke. It never will ever disappear. I will never live that down.
Well, if you send it to me, I'll be able to stitch it at the end of this, and so everybody can watch it if you want.
Okay, I will. Now, before everybody sees that, I would like to clarify that was my first time driving a 4-speed. So I hope that nobody gets offended at how slow I went through the gears. Didn't miss any, and I didn't grind them, but it was not fast.
You were just being a careful driver, we know.
See, I was just carefully making it up to like 125. I was being cautious.
Oh, Will. Well, thanks for joining us. Are we gonna see you this summer out in Loveland, Colorado?
I will not be there. I got to keep working, to fund all this stuff. I can't take 2 weeks off work to go out there. So
Take a week off. Take 3 days off, dude. I know your boss.
yeah, I do know my boss too, and he is going out there, so I probably could just, tag along. But, I got responsibilities at home I kind of got to be here for, so I would love to go. Don't get me wrong. But where's the next one at next year?
Owensboro, Kentucky.
Oh, I'll be there. I'll be there the whole time, start to finish.
All right, Eric, real quick, give us the spill on when people can be expected to be in Loveland, Colorado for this year's GTOAA convention.
July 7th through the 11th.
Is it too late to sign up?
Absolutely not.
Okay. The block of rooms are sold out, but the hotel, it's a big hotel, they do still have rooms available. So
Yeah.
if you're not signed
We
up
do
yet.
have other hotels available too.
Okay. And one last thing, Will, before we go, we like to give you the opportunity to put your socials out there, get a little recognition for you being on here. So let everybody know where they can find you on your socials.
Yeah, my TikTok is that GTP guy. And my Instagram is like Pulskamp 04, something like that. I kind of have been toning the social media stuff down as of lately, but I'm still on there every once in a while. But I was posting like every other day, and I don't think I made a post on TikTok in probably a month. But I got cool stuff on my phone. I just need to start posting it. There's never a dull moment around here.
And you can definitely see a lot of Will's TikTok stuff that we've posted on ours as well.
Oh yeah, I
those
do
are
basically
great.
sponsor
Man.
your guys' TikTok page. All those burnouts in the last 2 weeks, yeah, those were me. You're welcome.
Yep. Keep them coming, baby.
Got it.
All right. Well, thanks again. Anything else you want to add, Eric or Will, before we close this thing down?
I don't think so. I'm glad I was invited. This was a good time.
Hey, you're welcome back anytime. You get a new car, call Eric. We'll get you on. You can show off your new car.
All right, that's cool with me, man.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, and thank you to the GTOAA for helping powering this podcast. And until next time, guys, grind it till you find it.
Garage door shuts, engines rest. Next episode, man, it'll be the best.
God damn!